Yo, what is going on, guys? Welcome back to some more Apex. Hope you're having a very good day as always. It's now day 2 of season 14, and before we jump into today's topics, what are you thinking of this season so far? I want to see you guys' comments, so leave your thoughts down below. What are your general thoughts right now on season 14, on Vantage, on the new Kings Canyon map, on the weapon changes, legend changes? What do you think of this season? Leave your thoughts down below. I want to see what you guys think. So that said, I want to start this video and talk about No Apex August. For you guys who don't know what No Apex August is, basically towards the end of season 13, a bunch of content creators and streamers kind of banded together to try and boycott Apex in August, right? This kind of backfired because obviously season 14 just dropped at the beginning of August, and Apex just hit an all-time high player record on Steam with over 500,000 players. So even though this was supposed to be kind of like a month where everyone boycotted Apex and tried to show Respawn how much they want the game to change, it turns out that this has been the most successful season launch for Apex ever, which is just kind of ironic because we expected this month to be a month of change and like players really standing up to Respawn, but that didn't happen because now every single person is playing Apex, and No Apex August has kind of failed. So what do you guys think about that? Alpha Intel, which is like the biggest Apex page over on Twitter, said this: people asking for our take on No Apex August. Play Apex if you want to play Apex, don't play Apex if you don't want to play Apex. It's your life, do what makes you happy. The Black Hokage, who is also a YouTuber and streamer, said Apex streamers claiming to protest season 14 with No Apex August versus streamers after the season 14 patch dropped, with these images right here. So I guess no one is really taking No Apex August seriously right now. It's always going to be difficult to have a number of streamers boycott a game because a lot of streamers earn their income from playing these games. So like if they were to boycott Apex, they wouldn't have a source of income, I would say, for the entirety of August, which isn't a good thing, of course. We'll see if you'll have another iteration soon of No Apex August, maybe done with Apex December or No Apex November. I don't know, we'll see what happens next, but so far No Apex August is a catastrophic failure. So yeah, I want to switch gears real quick and talk about something that just took place in the Apex community, and it's really sad, disappointing as well. But a Twitch streamer by the name of Mina, she plays Apex of course, recently had a really terrible encounter with a random on Apex, and he was basically being toxic, misogynistic, all that stuff. He actually at one point even said he's going to gun down her family just for being a female playing Apex, which is really disappointing because we never want to have those kind of persons in the community where you actually have to encounter this while playing a game. It's never that serious. So I'm going to show you guys this clip real quick and we'll come back and talk a bit more about it.
Hey.
Kings Canyon. Oh, bye.
Why?
Sorry, I had to mute this. I'm playing with a fucking bitch right now. This bitch is so fucking bad at this game. This bitch is so fucking bad. Holy shit. I'm gonna fucking kill this bitch. Fucking stupid bitch. I'm gonna fucking gun this woman's family down.
Okay. Okay.
She keeps on fucking pinging. I need heavy ammo. I'm pretty sure she's like fat and white, which is what makes it like 100 times worse. How do I unmute this bitch? Tell me right fucking now. No, I don't want her to die. I need to fucking tell her she's literally the worst player I've ever fucking seen.
So yeah, I mean, that's just unacceptable at this point. Nobody should have to deal with that when going into Apex to have fun. Like, it is never that serious, guys. What I actually love about this is that the Apex community kind of banded together and kind of unanimously agreed that this guy was insane and he needed to be banned. And Hideouts actually responded and said, absolutely disgusting, banned and sent to EA for further actions on their accounts. Sorry you had to encounter this. So this guy is banned, which is good. Hopefully he never gets his account back, and hopefully he's never able to play Apex again, because we don't need these people just going into Apex matches with their mic open and seeing all of this toxic stuff for no reason at all. So shout out to Hideouts for responding so quickly on this, and Alex, who is the global social lead for Apex, Alex Frostwolf on Twitter, responded as well and said, this is absolutely disgusting. I'm so sorry you had to deal with this dweeb. We'll handle him. One thing about Respawn, guys, is that they actually move very quick when it comes to banning like misogynistic or just problematic people on Apex, racist people. Like, Respawn really moves very quickly with this kind of stuff, which is good. It just sucks that people actually exist like this, that go into a game with their mic on and just talk like this for no reason. So, but the story had a good ending. The guy is getting banned, which is great. Alright, so moving on to Pathfinder. In season 14, we had a good amount of legend changes. We had a Mad Maggie buff, a Newcastle Castle buff, Valkyrie nerf as well. But there's one legend that just never seems to get any attention, even though they kind of need it, and this is Pathfinder, right? Now, Pathfinder right now is still in a very good state, simply because of how good his abilities are. Like, he has just intrinsically good abilities that will always be good in Apex because of how important movement is in Apex, right? But I did see a post on Reddit that was really interesting, right? So it has almost 10,000 upvotes, and this guy basically said, this is from the patch notes in season 6 where they removed Pathfinder's passive. It's now been 2 years and 8 seasons and he still does not have a passive. And they basically showed, you know, the season 6 patch notes for Pathfinder, right? Now, I actually spoke to a dev at Respawn earlier this year. His name is John Larson, and he basically said that Respawn is open to the idea of giving Pathfinder a new passive, but they aren't exactly sure what to give him, right? So they're open to ideas. I think Pathfinder most likely will get a passive very soon because obviously he doesn't really have a real passive right now. But as I said, right, he is in a good state. He does have a good pick rate. He is still very effective in this game. And even though every legend needs to have a passive, right, when you have a legend that still shines without one and is still pretty much effective without one, it's difficult to figure out how to balance that change, right? So guys, leave your thoughts down below. What do you want to see Pathfinder have as a passive, and do you think he even needs a passive? What do you think? Leave all of your ideas, all of your suggestions down below, because it is true he doesn't have a passive and he hasn't had one for like 8 seasons, which is kind of crazy. So for my Pathfinder mains out there, do you think that Pathfinder needs a passive right now? And if you could, what passive would you give him? Leave your thoughts below. Alright, so let's talk about some of our season 14 reactions from big personalities in the Apex community. Josh Medina, who is the senior producer at Respawn, recently made a tweet saying, it's been a little over a day now, so what are your impressions with this season so far? Again, it's been 1 day into this new season, lol. So Niceweg, who is a streamer, member of 100 Thieves, actually responded to that tweet and said, in my opinion, everything but storm changes is a W. Down for one or the other, but I think having both causes no strategic rotations to happen. Everyone is scrambling to zone and just griefing each other because of contesting and thirds. Nocturnal, who is a pro player for Team Liquid, said new storm changes should take effect after ship has taken its full course, because if you ride the ship, you're literally running from zone before you loot your POI. And TSM Albrelelli said revert diminishing returns, everything else is great. So overall guys, we're not seeing too many big complaints about season 14 right now. I would say the biggest complaint is about the ring and the ring damage, which I think makes sense because it does do a bit too much damage right now, I would say. But as far as Apex Legends season launches go, I would say this has been a very successful launch for Respawn. So of course Respawn still has work to do and changes to make the EVA 8 is way too strong right now. But overall, I would say season 14 has had a pretty good launch and people seem to be generally, you know, enjoying this season, which is good. Now to end this video off, I want to show you guys a real funny clip real quick, because Vantage might have a secret ability. She might be able to wall run. Now it's not like Timefall where you could just always wall run, but because of Vantage's Q, if you actually manage to place Vantage's tactical ability through a flat surface and you still can't maintain a line of sight, you will then wall run on that flat surface until you reach your destination. So let me stop talking and just show you guys this in action. Yeah, it's kind of funny, right? But most likely Respawn will fix this really soon because it seems to be some kind of bug. But in the meantime, if you want to wall run in Apex, you now can, because Vantage has this kind of sneaky little added bonus, her tactical ability. So, but with that said, that's it for today's video, guys. What do you think of these topics? What do you think of no Apex August kind of failing, Respawn banning a toxic player so quickly, still no Pathfinder passive 8 seasons later, and also the general feedback from the Apex community on how this season has been progressing so far? Leave your thoughts down below. That's it for me today, guys. I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you in some more Apex. Till next time.